Hello and welcome to KSP again. This is the Monterey 2 I saw came out. Speaking of which, this design is bad, so I deleted it already, but I might have a copy somewhere, and maybe I'll put it up for download and link in the description if I have done that. If I have not, of course there will not be a link, but let's launch it anyhow. And you'll see why it's a bad design. I forget when. But, I think the first problem with it is, well, it's not really a problem. It actually lifts off pretty quickly. Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah. Well, those things kinda don't work like missiles. They're supposed to be missiles, but, you know, they're not missiles. So, of course, they don't work like missiles. And, now that we've done that, let's land in the ocean right here, because there's no better place to land. And yes, I have a lot of flights going all at once. I have a lot of things landed in different places, and oh, it flipped over. Oh yeah, that's why it's a bad design. The stall speed on this thing is a very high speed, so it's pretty hard to fly, pretty hard to land. And right now it's just going everywhere. Yeah, now I finally got it flying again. I'm not really aiming at the ground, so it's gonna be kind of hard to land, because while the SAS really helps with the stable flight, it really doesn't help when it comes to trying to maneuver. It's kind of like, no, I don't want you to move. Not like the rocket where it actively goes, no, you're not gonna move, and it heads back to where it was. It's not that bad, but still, it's kind of bad. And yeah, you see I have to kick up the engines because, like I said, it's got a very high stall speed. But anyhow, time for me to talk about something random, such as flipping over this plane. Yeah, that's really bad, especially at this altitude. It's probably gonna die now. Yeah, it's definitely gonna die now. But if you happen to be watching David, I think that was his name. I'm gonna be really embarrassed if it's not his name, but David, the creator of Minecraft Plus, he gave me a link to download version 1.5 so I could make a video, and I was like, oh, thanks, and I was on my iPod, so I emailed the link to myself so that I could, you know, quickly log on, download it, and then go. And that was yesterday when I was at the library and had internet. And I forgot to. So I don't have it. And this is the Pelican 2, I think. Yeah, this is the Pelican 2, which is a weird design. I like it though. It's got one piece of landing gear on the rear, one on the front, and one on each wingtip, which is a strange design, but it actually works really well for this thing. I really like this craft because even with the SAS on, it's a very maneuverable craft. And I like the design of it because it looks a bit strange, and I just like it. And this is the only time I've been able to use one of those tail connectors, and it worked. I made this craft, and it worked, and it was just like any other part, it worked perfectly. Every time since then that I've tried to use a tail connector, it just won't connect properly. So it's kind of pissing me off when, you know, trying to do stuff with the game, and the game is like, meh, I don't feel like it. But as I said, this is the Pelican 2, which I like it very much, and I'm gonna go land it. As I try to do with every vehicle, I show it taking off, I show it doing whatever it's special at, I show it landing. This craft doesn't actually do anything, but it's fun to fly. And I imagine if you turn off the SAS, it's so maneuverable that it would be a bit hard to control, even with precision controls. I'm not sure though. I think I just bumped the microphone, I'm sorry. I think this is another one of my craft that you can glide in for a landing. Recently I've started making some things that you can't glide in when you land, and I kind of like those even though you can't glide in. I like the idea of being able to glide in, like you run out of fuel, but you're okay. I also like the idea of having planes more like real planes where you're supposed to land with power, you know. Of course, real planes, they design them so they can, to some degree, glide land, although it's a lot rougher a landing. Like that guy that landed in the Hudson River, that was pretty cool. Yeah, I ran out of things to talk about already. I'm trying to do all these videos as quickly as possible, and you know, I need stuff to talk about. I'm working on a design for a game, an idea of mine. The idea is it's like a randomly generated terrain of like desert, forest, etc. And then you randomly encounter monsters that are randomly generated depending on the terrain you're in, and also on the terrain you're in, and also on just completely random with some stuff. And then basically the whole point of the game is just if you're kind of nerdy like me and you like stats, you like level up and get stats and whatnot. I really like this landing. Look at that. That was a perfect textbook landing. And so we just hit the brakes, we come to a stop, and there you go. That's landing the, oh, it's going backwards. Yeah, I have to hold the brakes to keep it from rolling backwards. Or, ooh, yeah, I put up the landing gear and that caused the wing to break off. So, note to self, don't ever put up the landing gear on the Pelican 2, because that will happen. And that's bad. We don't like that happening. So next, let's show the, oh, it's the Pelitype 2, not the Pelican 2, whatever. This is the Samtastic Mark II, which I have now deleted the save file for it, I think. I might have a copy somewhere and I might offer it for download. I'm thinking I'm gonna just put up all of these for download just cause. But yeah, this thing flies, I don't know, I don't remember. I think it flies okay, it's just not that great. I suppose I could try flying it without the SAS on, because I recently started turning the SAS off when flying. I turned the SAS on. Oh wow, actually it's really maneuverable. Never mind. Huh, why did I choose to delete this? I don't know. Well, I've noticed recently I've started making planes that are like a really stable design, and then I turn the SAS off to do a turn, so like I pull up real hard and it goes a little bit crazy, but it successfully turns without going out of control, and then I turn the SAS back on for a stable, controlled level flight. And I recently started landing almost without SAS. I basically dive the craft down really fast, and then at the last second I pull up, and then right after I pull up, right as I'm like leveling out, I turn on the SAS for those last few moments before touchdown, because it just really helps with those precision last moment movements. You know, it's not as great for really fast turns and whatnot in the sky, but it's good for that. Also, landing in the water, you don't normally want to land in the water, and you'll see why in a moment when I actually hit the water. Also, I'm bleeding. Yeah. I had this little spot on my back that was bothering me, and it turns out it was a scab. And look at that piece flying off in the distance. Oh, and it crashed. Yeah. I like how the rear bits, the like tail fin, stays intact, but the rest of it doesn't. That's kind of funny. It looks kind of cool like that. It's like a weird Y shape. I bet you could actually make a plane like that that would actually fly. You know what? That's my new challenge. I've just decided for myself. You're going to see it in a while because I have a bit more footage to play before then. But I'm going to make a Y-shaped plane. Next time we're going to be launching this. So there you go. You can see what we're going to launch next time. Or not. Oh yeah, that's the first one. And then this is the second one. Wow. And then this should be the third one, the third design, which as you can see is a lot more sensible. Alright, goodbye everybody.